In any case, it's been a great day. We've got a lot of customers coming, but I want to tell you, today's going to be a, what is today? Monday, September 8th. How about that? Watchmaker, he forgets what time it is. Anyway, let me tell you a story about a mechanic. All my stories I've learned from Oldies Radio. My true stories that I'm going to tell you guys, wrecks, normally it involves me getting hurt. So those stories are always fun to listen to. This one town had a really good mechanic shop. He was like the ultimate mechanic, right? And his wife had died. He was kind of lonely, right? And he was like, man, I tell you what, it's so quiet in this shop. She was usually in there in the office running the business side and had the TV going and coffee pot. He's like, I'm just lonely. So he said, I'm gonna go to the pet store and just see maybe a goldfish or something. So he goes down to the pet shop and he's telling this guy his story, and he's lonely. And he just needs somebody to keep him company. And the pet store owner says, I've got the perfect animal for you. The guy says, let me just go show you. So they go to the back of the shop, and back there they have some birds in bird cages. And he said, I've got this parrot that this lady had, and she had died, and she had taught it to talk. So he said, you know what, I never had a bird before. They don't eat much. He goes, no, you just put a little, grain in there, a little bird seed. He said, well, I don't go to the bathroom much. He said, no, just put some paper in the bottom of the cage. He said, all right. So he buys the bird. Right before he walks out the door, the store owner says, hey, there's only one thing you need to know. Parrot has a beak, and this beak needs to be trimmed. Otherwise, he won't be able to eat. He said, well, how often I got to trim it? He said, oh, like once every 2 months. He said, I can handle that. So he takes the bird home. About 4 months later, this mechanic is walking pet store, and he said, I'm gonna go in there and just talk to this fella. I gotta tell him about this bird. So he goes in and he said, hey, how you doing? Man, it's good to see you. It's been a while. Is everything okay with the bird? And he says, no, he died. He said, what do you mean he died? That bird's been alive 7-8 years. He said, well, he's dead now. And the guy was looking at him, he goes, how did he die? He said, well, you know that thing you told me about? His beak grew a little too fast. After a few months, he couldn't nibble the bird seed, and he was having trouble eating. He said, well, I saw that he was struggling with the food, and I know he needed his beak trimmed. He said, did you trim his beak? He said, yeah, I did. And he said, well, did that kill the bird? And the mechanic looked at him and said, well, he was dead when I took his head out of the vise. And that's my story for today. He was dead when I took his head out of the vise. Now that is a true red-blooded mechanic.